Welcome to the Fiercely Visible CEO podcast. I'm your host, Steph Wharton. Join me as we dive into how to become a widely in-demand CEO that prioritizes balance between life and business, isn't afraid of making the scary decisions that get you results you actually care about, and unapologetically breaks the rules to build the business and life of your dreams. One of the biggest misconceptions in the online space around visibility is that visibility means getting seen. And people take that very literal, especially when it comes to introverts. If you remember, I did a poll once within my community and I asked them, are you an introvert or an extrovert? And turns out I think it was like 89% of my community were introverts. So they're all terrified about visibility, and understandably so. Like, regardless of what you're like and what your personality is and whether you're an introvert or an extrovert or anything else, let's be honest, like showing up, talking about your business, trying to sell, like it's all pretty damn vulnerable. So until you've done it enough and until you've started to develop your own way of showing up, your own way of talking about your business and your offers and even your clients, and you've gotten more comfortable with all of that, it's a little scary. And I'm pretty sure I would bet money on this that every entrepreneur's first batch of Instagram stories were pretty half-assed compared to what they are now, right? Like they're probably, I don't know, they're probably using like, and they're him and hawing a lot, which there's nothing wrong with that if that's how you speak. But of course, it can give people a lot more confidence to shed some of those crutches and those words, those filler words that we use in everyday language and speaking, or that we particularly use when we're guest speaking / speaking in public. So there's a lot of fear around that. However, the misconception is around the fact that it's about getting seen, that people have to see your face, that you have to speak. Whereas in reality, yes, like that is a part of visibility. But when it comes to visibility as a whole, there's so many other ways to essentially get in front of the right audiences so that people who would be interested in investing in your offers find out about you in the first place. And a lot of these ways to get seen don't actually require you to show up on video or to do lives or to put on trainings or do public speaking in front of like thousands of people. That's just, again, one way of getting seen. It is one way of getting visible. So I want to give you like a perfect / super timely example. For the past month, I want to say now, damn, time is like really, really flying. For about the last month, I've been working behind the scenes on this secret project. I haven't shared too much about it. Hopefully, I'll be sharing a lot more soon. But for the context of today's conversation, what I'm doing is I have found somebody who I wanted to partner up with. So they are now officially my business partner with respect to this specific offer / project that we're working on together, right? So as a whole, I'm still solopreneur, like I'm still running my business alongside my wife, my team. But for this one offer, I do have a business partner that happens to complement my set of skills and my knowledge perfectly for the topic of the offer and what we want to do in terms of serving both of our communities. So here's the thing. That is visibility. At least that is part of my signature visibility framework, because it is all about either collaborating with others. It is about having strategic partnerships with leaders in the online space. Essentially, it is about coming together with people that you connect with, people that you feel like real, genuine relationships and the connections with, and then leveraging those connections in a real fun way to show up, to do the thing, to get in front of new audiences. So what's really cool about this is that it's kind of like a hybrid between showing up yourself through your own traditional platforms, as well as getting expansive exposure. That sounds so weird, expansive exposure, but getting massive exposure into untapped audiences, which are people that you currently don't have access or exposure to, right? Because as we're coming together and doing all the behind the scenes work of creating the offer, coming up with our messaging, how we want to serve our audience, what we want the transformation to be, and how this is going to be the most valuable offer that we can possibly create, we are then going to go into marketing mode and we're going to start promoting it mutually to our own audiences. We might even cross-pollinate. We haven't quite mapped out our exact marketing plan yet, but essentially we're leveraging the power of having two different people promoting the exact same thing. So even when you aren't showing up and creating stories or creating content in general on social media or emailing your email list, you have your strategic partner doing that marketing and getting visible themselves and continuing to perhaps to some extent direct traffic to you, because obviously this is an offer that you're both promoting and you're both going to be serving every client that decides to take action and enroll within that offer. But they're also just marketing and essentially attracting all these leads to the offer itself, not just you. So by having both of you promoting it, you're getting a ton, you're getting double the exposure, double the visibility for the same ultimate goal. So it's really freaking cool. Like, it's basically the science, the magic behind visibility and my visibility framework. And it's just one of those ways that you can go ahead and expand your brand, get more of a bigger reach, and scale your business without having to do all the freaking heavy lifting yourself. In this case, visibility / your strategic partner is doing half of the heavy lifting for you. So it's so much easier and it's so much more fun. Like, behind the scenes, we keep like messaging back and forth and working on different areas, and we're literally just supporting each other. So yes, sometimes as an entrepreneur, you can get support from your business besties. You can get support from like your friends, your family, your spouse, if you're lucky to be in those kind of relationships with people that are very supportive and understanding and kind of like cheer you on and essentially are there for you. Or you can hire a mentor and a coach, right? And those are going to be people that are going to be very heavily invested in your business, assuming you invest in the right people. And they're going to be with you every step of the way, supporting you, challenging you, making sure that you're maybe even getting out of your own comfort zone and doing the things that you want to do inside of your business in a way that feels really freaking good. But you don't have to just rely on all those different types of relationships, biz besties, mentors, coaches, or your family. You can, in fact, flat out just partner up with somebody that you have this real cool connection with and that you're both really passionate about a specific thing, and go ahead and either create a new offer together or set something up where you're giving each other exposure and serving your audience in like a different way so that one of you can attract new clients into one of their paid offers. So there's a lot of things that you can do, but this is part of visibility. And I want you to start thinking outside the box. Like, if you don't feel comfortable speaking in public yet, I say yet because practice, I'm going to say makes perfect. It's so cheesy. But the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to get with it, right? So sometimes it's about just ripping the Band-Aid. But until that moment, until you are actually ready to public speak or to try something different that you haven't quite tried in terms of visibility and getting out there and starting to build a more well-known and solid brand and name and recognition around that brand, then what else can you do behind the scenes? Who can you partner up with in order to do something that's going to give you that exposure without you having to show up? Start brainstorming, maybe shoot some ideas my way. I'd love to hear what you are cooking up behind the scenes. That's it for this week's episode of the Fiercely Visible CEO podcast. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at @StephWharton_ for more valuable content. And if you enjoyed the show, don't forget to rate and review us wherever you get your podcasts.